Hi, my name is Brian Irwin, and I really wanted to contribute to a little bit to Jeff Walters' retirement presentation, but I'm not able to be there because I'm in Las Vegas having probably the time of my life. So sorry, Jeff, I'm trying to make memories for you. But the story that I wanted to tell was one that took place in some kind of a town that we went to for a conference for CGI. And it used to be that Jeff and myself and Marshall Miller and Don Crucker and probably some others would go to these conferences on a yearly basis. And there was a woman who worked for a county in northern Minnesota who would seem to always track us down. And she really wasn't somebody who was very uplifting, upbeat. She had a tendency to complain about a lot of things. You know, it would be about her husband, about her job, about her coworkers, about her food, about her shoes. I mean, you pick it, she would complain about it. And she really had developed a personality that led you away from her rather than to try to spend time with her. But she sought us out, I suppose, because we're all from Minnesota. And I remember one time, a few years into these conferences where, you know, we'd seen her almost every time at the conference, and she would, you know, have another complaint, a new thing to tell us about something she didn't like or a bad experience. And she came up to Jeff and myself, and obviously we didn't see her or we would have moved on. And right away she started complaining about her work and her job and her coworkers, and then she went into start complaining about her husband and how he didn't do this and he didn't do that, and she had to pick up for him after him, and she had to do all the stuff that he didn't want to do. And you know, I was getting bored, and I don't know that I cared. And I looked over at Jeff, and he was really kind of thoughtful about it. You know, he was really trying to be an active listener and pay attention, and he kind of, you know, was rubbing his chin and thinking about it. And at one point, after listening to her complain on and on and on about her husband, she said, "Well, you know, he even treats the dog better than he treats me." And Jeff, you know, he heard that, and he really, being the thoughtful, you know, empathetic person that he is, he took it all in, and he looked at her and he said, "Well, what kind of a dog do you have anyway?" And I don't think she knew how to respond to that, and she didn't respond in a horrible way. I think she tried to name what kind of a dog that she had, and I just could hardly control myself because I thought that was such a great response from Jeff. And because of that interaction, for years after, when we would go to this conference, I would bring that up to Jeff. And even when I'd meet him in the halls at work, every time I'd see him, I'd comment about, "Well, what kind of a dog do you have anyway?" I thought it was a great comeback, and it's one of my memories that I have from my time with Jeff. So Jeff, thank you for not only being an empathetic listener, of being quick-witted, of being somebody who is good to travel with, but somebody who's been great to work with, to interact with, and to talk to. So I wish you the best on your retirement, and I hope that you have many more chances to find out the types of breeds of dogs that people have. I think maybe you could start a side business of maybe just keeping track of that for people. So blessings to you, and I hope that your retirement is all that you've hoped for. You certainly deserve it. Happy retirement to you from Brian and Finance.